Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at some teams that are rocking Drifblim, or one team that's rocking Drifblim in the lead. Drifblim is a flying ghost type, which means that it triple resists counter, double resists ground moves, and a number of other resistances, but obviously weak to ice, weak to electric, weak to rock, which is definitely a little bit issue compared relative to the rest of the meta. But I think Drifblim, it doesn't max out over 2500, so it maxes under 2500. I think it's a pretty interesting Pokemon, and Hex, Icy Wind, and Shadow Ball is a pretty good moveset. But let's go ahead and take a look at the battles. Alright, we're going to lead Drifblim into Melmetal. This is actually a really bad, it's a really bad lead. And then going to switch out and catch the Rock Slide onto Cresselia. I believe this Cresselia is actually rocking Confusion. So you can see the Confusion actually probably does a little bit better against Melmetal, I would presume. Assuming you're not going for like the debuffs, because the Confusion damage is really nice. Yeah, the Confusion damage is super nice. So as you can see, it's chunking away at Melmetal pretty significantly. And we're going to see a Future Sight come through. And it's getting Melmetal pretty low. These confusions are definitely very noticeable. This will be close. Cresselia is an absolute monster. Okay, gonna go for the Moonblast. Mostly, I guess both of them were available, but let's see. Does grab the shields, that's quite nice, and gets the attack fall. That's really good. Gonna switch out into Swampert and look to farm down. Likely this is a superpower. Yeah, it is. And then does 30%. Second superpower does 25% less than that. So I'm gonna put Swampert into the yellow, but now Swampert has a pretty good amount of energy. Let's see what's in the back. It is Venusaur. Okay. Probably should commit to the Earthquake, but might be able to still grab a shield here. Does grab the shield, that's really nice. And then gonna look to want to land this Icy Wind onto this Venusaur. They must have another counter to Drifblim, and it is Charizard. Yeah, okay, this is likely a Dragon Claw, but kind of has a shield anyways. The Shadow Ball probably won't KO. I'm not sure it's better to throw double Icy Wind or something, but it's in a very good situation right now. Oh, might be able to Hex down actually. Take this. This is likely a Dragon Claw to avoid getting Blast Burn. Or yeah, there you go. There's Hex down. That's pretty nuts. And then gonna go for the Icy Wind, and this should be enough to KO Venusaur. Or actually pretty close. Okay. And then good thing it has a shield left. Because it's going to be able to land this Hydro Cannon. And the Swampert is very, very low, so it's a GG. Alright, very nice win. Now we're going to go into the next match. Drifblim lead again into Giratina. Let's see if this is Dragon Breath or Shadow Claw. Okay, this is definitely worse, but the Shadow Claw, the Shadow Balls are going to do quite a bit, and they actually just go straight up for the Dragon Claw instead of the Shadow Sneak. Or we're going to go for the Icy Wind. This is definitely going to put a lot of pressure onto Giratina as well, reduce its attack by 25%. Obviously, Shadow Ball would have did significantly more. It basically would have did. It would have actually done exactly double damage, or actually, yeah, exactly double damage compared to, or maybe a little bit less. 100 base power. And Icy Wind is 60, I believe. But regardless, actually, I'm very curious there if a Shadow Ball would straight up KO. Gonna go into Cresselia. This is like still a good matchup for Cresselia, but it's not as oppressive because of the because it doesn't get to Moonblast as quickly. But ability to farm down is much more viable with Confusion. Okay, let's see here. So an Icy Wind does 59 damage, and then a Shadow Ball does 117. So it actually does do exactly, well, does exactly, obviously some rounding, because I believe Shadow Ball is 100 base power, and plus stab makes it 120, and then Icy Wind is 60 base power, no stab on it. But you do get the obviously the attack drop, so it's really nice. So you must be able to KO Giratina in the 0. Oh yeah, you actually beat Giratina in the 0 and in the 1. The 1 Icy Wind, then Shadow Ball. But the Icy Wind has to be shielded, so it's a little bit tricky situation. Okay, so and we see Articuno come through. It did land the Icy Wind, so it did debuff Swampert's attack. Let's see, it's gonna be Swampert in the back. This is gonna be a tricky matchup because now it needs to land a Hydro Cannon and an Earthquake in order to KO. But this is gonna be very difficult to do. Okay, got the sack. They might undercharge this. Okay, no undercharge, and then gonna be able to get to the Earthquake before other opposing Swampert. So very nice play. And the thing is, if they would undercharge, then maybe the Hydro Cannon would have been enough to KO. But at that range, the Earthquake was definitely needed. Okay, so going against Giratina again. This is the Dragon Breath variant, so should be a little bit better. Gonna go for the Icy Wind. Let's see whether or not they shield. Shield does come up, and then Shadow Ball will be able to KO. And they get to the Shadow Ball and Icy Wind at the exact same time. They actually switch out into Melmetal, and then gonna counter switch into Swampert. Let's see if this is gonna be a superpower or a Rock Slide. Catches the Rock Slide. That is very nice. Melmetal. Okay, it looks like they're gonna. Well, Hydro Cannon won a KO anyway, so waiting for them to throw this. Oh, okay, they threw the Rock Slide again. Gonna throw the Hydro Cannon. I wouldn't be surprised if this Melmetal decided not to shield. Yeah, no shield. And then here comes another Hydro Cannon. I would actually think that the Melmetal will shield now, but it looks like it doesn't. It's gonna let the Giratina Dragon Breath it down. He's gonna throw the Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately, this Giratina is now gonna farm down all the way. Oh, the shield does come up. Whoa, okay. Okay. Maybe thought it was gonna be an Earthquake. Obviously undercharged. And then gonna go for the Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball does 117 damage of one. Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Okay, here comes Swampert, and this is GG. Gonna be able to land this Icy Wind, which is gonna do a pretty good amount of damage to Swampert. Oh man, I was gonna say like another Icy Wind coming through. Gonna shield and land another Icy Wind. Make this okay, you might as well just shield again. And then just go for the Shadow Ball. That should be enough to KO. Yeah. Or be very close to KOing. Then it doesn't really matter too much, yeah. Really close to KOing and able to hex down that Swampert. Some really great gameplay so far using Drifblim. Okay, Drifblim into Togekiss. Okay, so this is interesting. Drifblim has a lot of HP. And this obviously this Icy Wind is going to do. I think Icy Wind and Shadow Ball actually have pretty similar DP, just because of how good a move Shadow Ball is. Plus it has stab. This is likely an Ancient Power, but Ancient Power is a terrible damage move now. So gonna at least be able to grab a shield here. Okay, or KO. And then here comes Swampert. Swampert going with that aggressive farm down. And we are likely going to see a Hydro Cannon here. Or an Earthquake. Earthquake. A lot of times people don't like to shield the first one. Here comes Melmetal. And this is a pretty straightforward situation right now. Let's see if they decide to bait or not. Gonna throw the Hydro Cannon. No shield. Superpower. This next Hydro Cannon will definitely KO. Let's see if they decide to shield or not. Might be able to, may want to say shields for Swampert. No. And then the Swampert is definitely not going to shield. It's going to be 2-stage debuffed at this point in time, or like after this. And going to be able to land another. I would say like even debating no shield there, but the problem is that if the Melmetal switches out, then you're kind of in trouble. Okay. This is okay still. I'm going to expect the counter switch into Cresselia. Oh, okay. I was like thinking about like whether or not you just Confusion down the Swampert, but this applies some shield pressure, which is nice because now we can put pressure onto the Melmetal. It's gonna be Earthquake. Very nice attempt at trying to win the match there. And this is gonna be a Hydro Cannon, and then very close to Moonblast. Also, this Melmetal is very low, so here comes the Moonblast. And this is going to be enough to take out the Melmetal. Alright, we're going to go into this next match. Drifblim into... Whoa! A Drapion... Oh, with Bite? This is actually a very terrible matchup for Drifblim. I would definitely... get the heck out of there. That's actually really bad. Okay, attack fell. It's gonna be able to land an Aqua Tail. I think Drifblim survives this, but I don't think it survives. Oh, Fell Stinger! What the? Who is this monster? Now their Bite's back to normal, but now Drifblim is gonna knock it down a peg. It really can't switch because obviously there's Cresselia in the bag. So, like, this is gonna be another Fell Stinger. It is another Fell Stinger, and attack rose again. I would say, okay, this is a very interesting approach. Basically at 100 energy right now. Okay, here comes Lapras. Oh, unfortunately through the Hydro Cannon. I don't think this Lapras will shield, but let's see, no shield. Gonna throw the Earthquake. Likely a shield now. And gonna catch the Surf, very nice, onto Cresselia. Not gonna do that much damage. Let's see what's in the back. Likely Giratina is gonna shield. Does have 2 shields up. Gonna go for the Future Sight. I guess this puts it in farming range if it does connect. Oh, here comes Togekiss. Okay. This is where having Cycle Cut might be a little bit better, because able to get to the charge moves quicker, but regardless. Gonna throw another Hydro Cannon. Wants to be able to put it in range that can Confusion down. This is gonna take about 45% of the health. Yeah. And then the Togekiss is gonna have energy for charge move. I think you have to shield. This should be a pretty close game. This is gonna be enough. This is gonna be enough to KO. All right, GG. Very, very close game. Maybe if he didn't throw the Hydro Cannon bait, but came back from a Bite Drapion. That's a pretty hard lead. Okay, so this is an interesting lead. Obviously, Night Slasher are gonna deal super effective damage. The counters are really not doing that much. So, I imagine this is in favor of Obstagoon. But let's see how this is going to play out. With Icy Wind, you can definitely flip a lot of matchups. They actually shield, which I think you're okay with. They switch out into Blastoise. And going to look to throw the Icy Wind beforehand. No shield. Going to switch out into Cresselia. This is a 25% debuffed Hydro Cannon. Gonna go for the Moonblast. This probably won't KO Blastoise, but putting down in farming range for Confusion. Here comes Obstagoon. This is where Psycho Cut would be much nicer because it's able to generate energy faster. But it's still able to get to the Moonblast. But this Obstagoon will probably shield and counter down. Not going to give it that opportunity. Going to switch out into Swampert. Here comes the first Hydro Cannon. I think, yeah, I think it's going to have to much shot down this Obstagoon after this Hydro Cannon doesn't KO. Let's be careful of the swap. And then here comes Charizard. Gonna be able to land the Hydro Cannon beforehand. In a very good position right now, but this Charizard actually is not quite fainted. Gonna switch out into Drifblim, and then gonna be able to fire off, well, they're gonna shield and then fire off the Icy Wind to take out this Charizard. Okay, alright. That's kind of weird ice animation, but I guess when you win, you win. And we're on to the next match. And Drifblim into Arcanine. That's okay. All right. Arcanine has Snarl, Crunch, Wild Charge, Flamethrower. Let's see what it has. It does have 2 moves there. Okay, in this case, Crunch, it deals super effective damage. Arcanine is very squishy though, but Snarl allows it to really build up energy very quickly. And Hexes don't do a lot of damage. So I'm gonna switch out into Cresselia. Cresselia gonna be able to take this Crunch pretty well. And it looks like the Arcanine's choosing to stay in. These Confusions are chunking away at Arcanine, and probably no shield again, and should be able to get off charge move. In this case, going for the Moonblast. Moonblast is resisted by Arcanine because of its fire typing, but does shield anyways. And then attack drops. Here comes Giratina. This is the problem with running Confusion, is that it doesn't allow it to be as good of a Giratina counter. But shields are down, and this Drifblim should be able to get to the Shadow Ball and be able to take out this Giratina. Shadow Ball does a lot of damage, obviously, a very strong move. Almost able to KO. Probably going to be no shield here. Let's see if they go for the Shadow Seek. They do. It does actually a lot of damage as well. These Hexes don't do a lot of damage. The Arcanine probably going to come back in. Going to switch out into Swampert. Let's see what they're going to throw. Technically, nothing hurts that much, but they're going for a Crunch. Maybe a little bit of a farm, but not too much. Oh yeah, a little bit too much of a farm there. The Snarls are deceptively fast at charging energy, and gonna throw the Hydro Cannon. Probably didn't want to throw it, but already clicked on it. And then here comes the Hydro Cannon, and then here comes the Swampert. Okay, this is not a good situation at all. Yeah, this is probably almost for sure a lost game unless they're able to sack, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. If could have thrown a little bit earlier, would have been able to survive at least one Hydro Cannon. Oh, but okay, I was gonna say very close to getting off the well, Shadow. We need to click the Shadow Ball to KO, but unfortunately that is a GG. All right, we're gonna Drifblim into Escavalier, and okay, they switch out into Swampert, able to catch the Hydro Cannon. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, just building up a little bit of extra energy is pretty nice. And then these Confusions are going to add up against Swampert. But again, this is okay matchup. Like, all the moves hit for neutral, so Confusion's probably the better move in this type of situation. But man, how spammy Swampert is pretty devastating. Here comes the continuous Hydro Cannons. Gonna go for the Moonblast. This is not gonna be enough to KO. And then puts it in kind of a compromising situation. The thing is, it's okay against either Pokemon. It's okay against Escavalier, right? So and able to Confusion down. Guessing the Escavalier is gonna come in and try to counter down. Gonna go for the Future Sight because of the additional damage. Could switch, but might end up just not wanting to give up switch advantage. And this Escavalier can't hit anything. Everything's double resisted, right? Drill Run, Mega Horn does absolutely nothing. And gonna go for I doubt this Escavalier is gonna shield, but who knows? Let's see. No shield. Maybe he wants to farm down though, which I think is quite a nice play. They switch out, and then here comes Cresselia. Let's see if they shield. They do shield. Okay. Oh, not gonna stay in. Interesting. Because Swamper's okay against Escavalier. This also could be a Grassnon. Oh man. Okay. But with the debuff, it doesn't allow it to get Psycho Cut down, which is definitely a plus. But I do expect that this Cresselia might even choose to save the energy and then switch out to Escavalier. Nope, gonna let it go. Actually gonna shield, which I find pretty interesting. Because I think the Drifblim could probably take it out pretty easily. Yeah, so now kind of in a compromising... Well, it's gonna farm down. And then go for the Shadow Ball onto Cresselia. But maybe the thing is that this Shadow Ball is very not likely to KO, but maybe with the hexes afterwards. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this should be okay. Even if they land the Future Sight here, doesn't really matter. And they even get the attack drop, and then there you go. So able to land the Icy Wind to take this match. Very intense game, for sure. So gonna go Drifblim into Giratina. Able to get the Hex through, which is really nice. Let's see if they're gonna throw the Icy Wind or the Shadow Ball. Gonna throw the Icy Wind. Let's see whether or not Giratina decides to shield or not. No shield. Gonna survive this. Dragon Claw. And gonna force the shield onto Giratina. And they switch out into Berserker. Berserker gonna be able to generate energy quite quickly. Close combat won't KO, but I don't think they'll throw the close combat. Typically when they throw that early when they're switch locked, they're looking to throw the foul play to put on some shield pressure. Yeah, this is almost for sure. Oh my god, I was like, this is almost for sure close combat, but yeah, I think close combat would have made way more sense there. Close combat does about 30% more. Here comes the Earthquake. Must be another steel type in the back or something. Oh, Charizard. Oh my gosh. This is... Oh yeah, this is bad. Oh, unnecessary switch. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the point of that switch was, because I think you could definitely just shield and then get to another Hydro Cannon and finish this off. But I guess winning with two Pokemon is pretty interesting too. And a shield. This is probably a Blast Bird. No, a Dragon Claw. And then here comes the Future Sight, and able to KO the Charizard. Very nice. Alright, we're going to go into this next match. Drifblim and Cresselia. Let's see this showdown of... let's see if Drifblim's able to put up a better fight than I think Giratina can against Cresselia. Get some revenge for its fellow ghost types. So we saw that like it does about half with the Shadow Ball. So no shield. That's not good, obviously. Able to get the Hex through. Let's see if they decide to throw the Icy Wind or the Shadow Ball. I don't think the Shadow Ball will still be able to KO. Come very close though. Yeah, come very close. And then here comes Obstagoon. Obstagoon's counters are triple resisted. Gets the Icy Wind to go, but man, it's building up a lot of energy. Oh my gosh, a second Icy Wind coming through. This is absolute madness. And now it basically does no damage. Probably could have sacked there, but now these Night Slashes are doing absolutely nothing. The counters are 50% lower. Unless if it gets boosted, then it goes back to normal. No boost. And here comes the Hydro Cannon. I think this will barely not KO, but gonna allow it to throw a couple mud shots. Yeah. And then here comes the opposing Swampert. So basically, they have two Pokemon that are almost fainted. Could go two shields with Cresselia, but grabbing this last shield is nice too, or grabbing some damage. Unfortunately, they built up a lot of energy. And then here comes the Hydro Cannon. I do expect the immediate switch out into Cresselia. Oh, no shield. Looks like this Cresselia is about to confusion down everything. Go for the Earthquake. Does get the Night Slash off, which is a nice play, for sure. And let's see if the opposing Cresselia does come through. Gonna be able to absorb this charge, but this is actually gonna be a very close game. A really close game. It's gonna be able to get off the Hydro. Oh no, not able to. Yeah, I was gonna say if they were gonna finish off all three Pokemon with confusions, I was like, there's no confusion in the strategy, or are there too many confusions in this game plan? Anyways, thank you very much for showing off Drifblim. I think it's a very interesting Pokemon in the meta. Obviously, you have to have the Hundo or a very high IV one, but it definitely has some really nice moves and really nice gameplay. So thank you very much for sharing those. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next.